Hey guys, it's Natalie, otherwise known as the Northern Lass, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the hashtag BeKind movement and why I think it's a bunch of BS. Before I get into this video, I want to pose a quick trigger warning and say that this video does contain themes of suicide and depression, so if anyone is affected by that in any way, please feel free to click off this video. Also, how I feel about this topic may be considered controversial, so please don't send any hate to me at the end of this video because everyone has different opinions and your viewpoint is just as valid as mine. The BeKind movement was originally introduced by ITV's show This Morning featuring Philip Schofield and his partner Holly. It was started by Lucy Alexandra, whose son Felix committed suicide at the age of 17 due to bullying. The trend did become very popular in 2017 and did die down until recently over the past week following the death of Caroline Flack. For anyone who isn't from the UK or is not aware of who Caroline Flack is, she was a former TV presenter of many shows from ITV, including Love Island and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and she also won Strictly Come Dancing. On the 15th of February, she committed suicide due to her struggles with depression. And after seeing this tag trend on many social media platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, I began to process the information in and I decided that it's just a lot of BS. Firstly, what I fail to understand is why one death is favoured more than another. What I mean by this is when someone is favoured in the public eye, everyone is so quick to jump on social media and talk about how we should be more kind to one another and how words can kill. But in reality, loads of people in the UK kill themselves every day. It's known that 84 men a week commit suicide, which is about 12 per day. But when men commit suicide, the public often like to turn a blind eye on things. And when someone who isn't a celebrity commits suicide, again, the media likes to brush it under the carpet because they're not celebrities. And I think that sends a really negative message, especially to young people like myself and my friends, because it kind of reinforces a message that if you're not a celebrity, then no one's going to care if you commit suicide. And that's not true. There's people out there who do care about you. Just because you're not a celebrity doesn't mean to say that your suicide is less valid or the grief passed on to family members is less valid, because it's just as valid. And it makes me really angry that one death can be favoured so much more than another. It makes me really upset. Secondly, the people who use the hashtag BeKind movement on social media and also have those weird things to go with their profile are usually the ones who are doing the bullying in the first place. But it's such a subconscious process that we do that we don't realise that we're the bullies until it's a little bit too late. The message of the BeKind movement is to encourage everyone to be kind towards one another, and I think in some sense it's kind of unrealistic. There's over 7 million people in the world, and suicide isn't just going to go away magically by being kind towards one another, because sometimes being kind, although sometimes it can make someone's day, it's not going to help with someone's struggle with depression or anxiety. So to go around saying we should be kind towards one another isn't exactly going to decrease the numbers of suicides, because we don't know exactly why someone commits suicide. There's so many factors that go on in someone else's life. For example, they may be in debt, they may be grieving, they may be struggling with exams, they may be a teenager, they may be getting bullied, they may be having problems with their families. Maybe those are reasons why people commit suicide. To go around blaming suicide on the fact that people just aren't kind enough towards each other, it's so unrealistic. Because the truth of the matter is, not everyone is going to be nice to you in life. Because like I've said, there's so many people in the world, it's just not going to happen. I wish it did, but it's not going to happen. And I think that's something that we need to get used to. Of course, I'm not justifying bullying because it is wrong, but we should take measures to kind of see the experiences in a more different way instead of victimizing ourselves all the time. I am the first to admit that whilst I have been a victim of bullying in my life, there has also been occasions where I have also been the bully. When I was younger, I denied it because I was so ashamed of what I've done, because as soon as I knew what I said meant, I felt awful pretty much immediately and I regretted what I did. But now that I'm older and hopefully I am a bit more mature than what I used to be, I look back and I know that what I did was wrong, and I'm now trying to learn from my mistakes in order to become a better person. Even if we do start being more kinder towards people and start checking up on people if they're feeling a bit down, it's so easy just to put on a fake mask, especially online. You may ask someone if they're okay and they might say that they're fine. In reality, they might not be fine, but they'll say they're fine anyway, because sometimes people are embarrassed, especially if they're men, because apparently men don't cry. And simply because they're ashamed, or they may feel if they talk about how they're not okay, they may feel like that they're a burden towards people. So sometimes even checking up on someone may not necessarily be unhelpful, but it may not help reduce the number of suicides. I remember when I first started to struggle really badly in depression, about halfway through year 8, I think. And people would ask if I was okay, and I would just simply say that I was. Because at first I didn't quite know why I was feeling the way that I was. I didn't realise that I was depressed probably until the end of year 8. And even then I didn't get help until year 9, because I just thought it was a normal feeling to go through. Because when you're a teenager, your hormones do cause you to feel in certain ways, and I thought it was just natural. But in reality, if you are experiencing suicidal thoughts and if you're feeling sad all the time, it's not okay. So if being kinder to people online isn't going to help, and if the media didn't pressure people as much, doesn't help either, then what does? To put things bluntly, the person who commits suicide does it through choice. People can choose to act upon their suicidal thoughts, or they may choose to not act upon their suicidal thoughts. And sometimes there isn't a lot that you can do when someone is in that vulnerable state. However, if you do know that someone is feeling suicidal or very badly depressed or anxious, there are a couple of things that you might be able to do to help. Firstly, be careful with how you ask questions to people. Don't be vague. Be quite descriptive. For example, ask them, can you keep yourself safe? Or do you feel like that you could harm yourself? Or do you feel like that you could be alone at this time? Those questions may provide answers which will help you to take action. If you do feel that someone is in imminent danger and you believe that they are at risk of hurting themselves or others, it's important that you call 999 if you're from the UK. If you're not from the UK, you should call your emergency services. They're there to help you. So that concludes today's video. I know that it's quite a heavy subject and it is very difficult to process. And I also get that sometimes I say some very controversial things. If you guys want to contribute to the discussion of the BeKind movement, please feel free to post some comments below and I will be more than happy to answer them. Sometimes when I'm filming, I don't say exactly what I want to say, because when I'm making these videos, I don't have a plan. I just go with the flow. And usually when I'm uploading the video, or I'm creating the thumbnail, or I'm writing the description, I just have the moments when I'm just like, oh, why did I not think of that? So if you guys do comment on my video, that would really help, because then I can provide my initial thoughts and opinions on the video that I did not have beforehand. So if you guys did like this video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel for more content, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video.